master the art of manifestation, because we are always manifesting. Whether you know it or not, you are always creating your own reality based on your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. So we want to purposely manifest, where we are intentionally creating our own reality, not passively, right? We are in charge of what we experience in our lives. And so this is helping you be able to do that. The more things that you are grateful for, the universe will respond by sending you more things to be grateful for, because the universe responds to your energy. So when you're in a state of gratitude and you're in a state of joy, it responds by sending you more things to be grateful for and more things to be joyful about.
Today's guest is Elizabeth Plancon, an intuitive and manifestation mentor, activator, and healer, specializing in mindset, manifestation, spirituality, ultimately activating your life to the next level. She is also an international best-selling co-author of the book Manifesting with Purpose, Aligning to Your Soul's Desire, a mum and wife living in the Midwest United States. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited to learn some really interesting information today. So yeah, I'm excited for our conversation.
Yeah.
So what is one of the most courageous things that you have done?
Oh, I would say, I mean, there's many, right? But I think, being a mom and all the things, right? But I think the most courageous thing I have done in the past few years was give up my cushy future, right? Because I was slated to take over my mom's company. I had been working with her since college, and when she was going to retire, I was going to take over her company, and it would have been like a pretty, stable pay, good job, and everything like that. And then I decided, I started to get the feeling that I was meant to do something else, and it wasn't this. And so that was probably the scariest thing to do, is okay, I'm going to leave this set job I have coming from me for this beautiful, stable, life, to follow something that's bigger than me, and a purpose, a higher purpose. And then going out and opening myself up to finding that purpose, right? Like when you have no idea what that is, and that's scary in itself, when you're like, okay, well, now what? And then even telling my mom was a little scary, but she was so supportive, and kind of, I think she kind of had a feeling, because it was not an industry that I was passionate about. And I just knew that I needed to find what, fueled my fire and what my higher purpose was.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you say, security versus the unknown.
Yeah, for sure. Right, exactly.
So you're a psychic. Tell me first, what took you on your journey of becoming a psychic and energy healer? And when did you know you were psychic?
Yeah. So I've always known that I had psychic abilities. I've always been intuitive, always have had some sort of psychic in my life, with my mom being friends with one, or working with one, or clients, or whatever it be. And I just never really took the time to develop my gifts. And I would try and dabble, and never really was disciplined with it. And then when I decided that I needed to do something else, wanted to find something else was my purpose, I just started opening myself up to figuring that out. And an opportunity was presented to me. I signed up for a session with this other psychic mentor, and her session was Find Your Purpose. I was like, yep, I need that. I need this session. And, we got to talking and everything. And she's like, you are very intuitive, very psychic. You have these gifts. And so this was in 2020. And I was like, well, what a better time when there's nothing else to do, right? When the world shut down, to sit there and actually practice my gifts. And so that is when I really actually developed my psychic abilities and tapped into my intuition. And fun fact, everyone is psychic. Like everyone has
Mm,
these abilities. It's just developing them and learning how to tap into them and listen to them. So, some people may be, I guess you could say, more gifted where it's a stronger
yeah,
sense than others, but everyone has their own unique gifts that they can tap into.
that's brilliant. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd love all things like that.
Yeah, it's just so fun. I just have
Mm,
so much fun with it, and all the woo, give me all the woo, and I'm happy.
yeah, absolutely. Woo woo.
Yep. Hmm.
Yes. And you're an energy healer. I mean, it's so important to heal, but can you
Yeah.
explain why?
Sure. When we don't address certain things in our lives, when we push them down or certain
Mm,
traumatic things happen to us and we don't process those emotions properly, and this could even be things that we carry on from past lives too, it gets
hmm
stored down in our body and it really manifests in so many different ways, like emotional or even physical. It can manifest in physical ways like body pain, chronic pain,
mm,
disease, all these things. So it really is important to heal your energy and clear out all these things that maybe you haven't processed. And so I have multiple modalities I use for my healing, and I am a Reiki master. So sometimes I use
hmm
Reiki. I also just am an intuitive energy healer where I can go in and tap into your energy and see like what is blocking you here, like what chakra needs to be healed. Are there any cords here that are what we call, when we say cords, it's kind of like energy attachment to other
hmm
people or places or things that need to be let go of. And then also, I'm a silent counselor practitioner, which is a form of rapid emotional release. So,
hmm
again, talking about those stored emotions in your body, we can determine where they are coming from. So, like if you have an issue, and this ranges from anywhere from physical to emotional to mental, like anxiety or celiac disease or chronic pain or the fear of being in front of the camera, right? We can find the root cause of when that issue first started by
hmm
using our body's kinesiology and muscle testing. And then we find out exactly when it came from and what meridian points, like in your body. We all have meridian points in our body, which are like energy centers. And then we can find out what meridian points that emotion is being stored in and release it with our breath work in our bodies.
Wow, that's really interesting. Could
Yeah.
spend all day talking to you about that.
Yeah. It's super powerful. It's a super powerful modality. I love it.
Yeah, excellent. It is so important to heal and reconnect with your authentic self. Tell me
Hmm.
more about that, Elizabeth.
Yeah. So often we take on this mold or this persona that we're expected to be, right? Based on society standards or our parents' standards, our friends' standards. And we actually start to lose our true selves, which is a
Mm,
light being, a beautiful soul. We are not our bodies. We are not our physical things. We are a beautiful light soul. And so we kind of
mhm,
lose light of that. So it is really important to reconnect. And we're always connected to source, higher power, whatever you believe in, God. But it is actually tapping into the connection and going back to your true, authentic self and loving
mm,
yourself for just as you are and not being afraid to be your true, authentic self. Just as many in my generation, we had like plans set out for us. Like you go to
mhm,
high school, you graduate high school, you go to college, like then you find the husband, get married, you have the kids, you get the job, and you work the job until the rest of your life, right? And so often, a lot of us just stay on that trajectory. And then when you
mm,
become aware of that, you don't have to do all these things that are laid out for you by society and your parents. And it's all coming from a place of love. I truly believe that from your parents, 100%. But realizing that you have the power to change what is,
mm,
within you and be, yourself and not do the things, maybe even when it comes to like religion, right? If you were raised a certain
mm,
religion, I meet a lot of people that are afraid to leave that religion, even though it doesn't
mm,
resonate with them anymore because they are so accustomed to that. And they're afraid of disappointing their family, right? And so, but you're
Yeah.
not living in your true authentic self when you are doing things for other people. So you're a people pleaser, right? I'm going to go and do this because I don't want to disappoint them. I'm going to say yes to all the parties and all the extra activities because I don't want to disappoint anybody and I need to go. But you have to pay attention to what your energy needs, what your body needs, because maybe true at heart, you're a homebody,
Yes.
and just I'll give you a little example. One of my aunts was holding a get together and she lives about an hour from me on a Friday night. And she's like, we're going to square dance in the house and then have some drinks. I don't love square dancing and I don't drink alcohol much anymore these days. And Friday nights for me, my energy is depleted. And so I said no. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I can't go. And my mom was like, why aren't you going? Like you could, and I was like, I just don't want to. Like, so it's really like protecting yourself and your energy and what's true for you. And this is about everything like beliefs and everything like that. And we don't need to get into all that, right? But like really honoring your beliefs and not conforming because you're afraid of disappointing others.
Absolutely, because I'm a teetotal. I gave up alcohol a number of years ago, and I think sometimes if I do go out in that social setting, they think I'm a bit boring, and I said, "Hey,
I
sometimes I don't
know.
even go."
Right.
um,
It really is an adjustment
yeah,
because, all of
yeah,
my friends, we were really
hmm
close and they all still drink and that's perfectly
hmm
okay. But just for me, it
yes,
wasn't aligning with my body for many reasons
hmm
anymore. It's definitely an adjustment, right? And
mm
learning, even for yourself, learning how to have fun sober,
yes,
right? Like knowing like I don't need this alcohol to have a good time. I can have fun without it,
definitely,
right?
yeah, definitely. I don't know how you'll answer my next questions because I think you do quite a lot of work, but tell me more about your work and what does that involve?
Yeah. So, as you said, I'm an intuitive mentor and I specialize
hmm
in manifestation and mindset and spirituality. And so I do have a variety of like, I guess offerings, you could say,
hmm
where I have single one on one sessions where I have readings. And in my readings, I'm channeling spirit, I'm channeling messages for you, business ideas. If you're a business
hmm
owner, your next steps. I also clear out stagnant energy or blocks that are holding you back from reaching your goals. And then also doing different activations in those, and also mindset and manifestation coaching. And then I do have my silent counseling sessions, which those are a session all by themselves because they're
hmm
quite robust, as far as what we're
Yes.
doing there. So we really want to just focus on those sessions alone. And then I offer mentoring, one on one mentoring, where I am really helping you get from where you are right now to where you want to be, helping you create a life that you love, that you want to. You dream of, but you have no idea how to
Mhm.
get there, helping you with your mindset and mastering manifestation. And for, those of you that are not familiar with manifestation, which I know a lot of people talk about now, is
Mhm.
the act of bringing something from your imagination into your current reality. And so, how do we do this? This is what we work on, really helping you master the art of manifestation because we are always manifesting. Whether you know it or not, you are always creating your own reality based
Mhm.
on your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. So, we want to purposely manifest, which is why we title our book, Manifesting with Purpose, where we are intentionally creating our own reality, not passively, right? We are in
Yeah.
charge of what we experience in our lives. And so this is helping you, be able to do that. And that's kind of like how I work with my one on one clients. And really, it's very custom, it's whatever they need in the moment. And really, like I said, it's
Mhm.
activating you to your next level, whatever that looks like for you.
Brilliant. Absolutely. Sounds all exciting. Might have to
Yeah.
take on some of your services. Be
Awesome. Would love
interested.
to.
I'd be interested in having a reading or something. I'm into all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is one of the most lessons you've learned over your life so far?
To let go of worry. That is
Mm.
probably one of, and patience is also a life lesson of mine, which I have, I feel like I have learned that in the past year, like really mastered that when I first started this journey of finding my purpose. it was definitely in my face. Like, this is a life lesson because I wouldn't wanted to know what was my purpose. And I wanted to know it like right now. I'm like, what is it? Tell me right now. And it didn't just show up like, I said, what's
Mm.
my purpose? And then it showed up. It took some months to
Mm.
fold and really transform. And then it evolves again and it continues to evolve, right? As my true purpose. Our true purpose in life is to grow, expand, and experience on a soul
Mhm.
level, right? But we all want that, like, what is our purpose as a human to be fulfilled, right? And make this big impact. So, patience
Mhm.
was one of them. And then letting go of worry changed my life. And this is
Mhm.
why I got into mindset coaching, because before I really studied and mastered this material, I worried all the time. I was always stressed about money. I was stressed about this, worried about that, the what ifs and the doomsday stuff, and everything would affect me and my energy. When I learned how to not allow the outside world to affect my inner world,
Mm.
my whole life changed and things started to, manifest in my favor, right? And I'm a happier person and I'm such a more positive person.
Wow.
Like my sister and my husband would make fun of me because they said, you don't hate anymore with us. You don't hate on anybody. And I was like, not gonna happen. Like I am no longer a Karen. I'm a recovering Karen. Sorry, Karens, but it's really been that's
Mhm.
been one of my biggest lessons for sure.
Mhm. Wow. I love it. I love it all.
Yeah.
So I think you slightly touched on this. You do intuitive activation readings. Explain more
Mhm.
about that, please.
Yeah, and so in my readings, like I said, I can
Mhm.
channel spirit and I
Mhm.
channel, your spirit guides. Everyone has a spirit team that consists of
Mhm.
angels, spirits, and guides
Mhm.
who are here to help you in your journey here. And you have a higher self, right? So I
Mhm.
channel all these messages that you needing to hear in the moment, answering your questions, like if you're wondering about certain things or what direction to take. And so I'm channeling in those sessions, I'm coaching in those sessions, which a lot of times when I'm coaching, I'm channeling as well. So it's kind of
Okay.
like intermixed. I
Mhm.
do read tarot cards and oracle cards. And then I also can do energy healing in those sessions. And also, I have light language where I am activating you into a new frequency with my light language. And we don't always do all those things in one session. It
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
depends on what the person is needing and what I feel called to implement, which tool am I going to use in my toolbox that's going to serve you for your highest good.
Wow, sounds all interesting. So
Yeah.
tell me about your book, Manifesting with Purpose, aligning to your soul's desires.
Yeah, so this was a project that I created with three other coaches. They're also
Mhm.
mindset manifestation coaches, and we were in a mastermind group together. And one of the girls, Jessica West, said, "Does anyone want to write a book?" And the four of us, all got together and decided we were going to write this book. And it really is a foundations to mindset and manifestation. And what I love about our book is that at the end of each chapter, there's a chapter in practice where we
Mhm.
are giving you journal prompts, like questions, and really tools to help you implement what we just wrote about. So we really, really love our book. And we recently came out with like a companion journal, which is like, if you are someone that likes to journal, it will give you different prompts to help you master this manifestation technique that we use.
That's brilliant. Yes. And the link's in the show notes. So if anybody would like to get that, please do go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
So, what resources do you recommend, tools, daily tips to anyone that wants to start living their purpose?
So if you are someone that is wanting to find your purpose or, live in your purpose, my best advice to you is to start meditating.
Hmm.
And meditating is a restful activity where you are trying to quiet your mind so you can receive information from, your higher self and spirit and God. So that would be my number one tip, is really just starting to tune into yourself and what your your body is trying to tell you, like which direction to go. What are things that you can change? What are things that you can let go of? But as far as also like mindset and manifestation, I would say, finding 5 things that you're grateful for every single day is definitely going to help turn your mindset into a positive one. And then also you can practice visualization. And so this is a
Mm,
different form of meditation where it's like an active meditation where you're creating pictures in your mind of what you want your life to look like, seeing
mhm,
yourself with the wish fulfilled. So, like almost playing a little movie in your imagination of you living this life with your wish fulfilled. And so, this could be, seeing yourself in a new job or seeing yourself getting married, walking down the aisle, seeing yourself in your new home. Like, I used to, before we moved into our dream home, I used to, every night before I went to bed, I would play out my perfect day
mhm.
in our new home. And I would see myself from waking up and all the things I would do all the way, until till nighttime. But so it's really powerful too, and connecting to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So how is this going to make you feel once you achieve that goal, and then connecting to that?
It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
that.
Like what I would share with anyone that was struggling with mindset is really, being in this energy of feeling the feeling you want to feel now. Because how manifestation works is we can only manifest into our reality what we are an energetic match to, meaning you
Mm,
have to be in that state now in order for it to manifest into your physical reality. So, if you want to be happy now. Find
mm,
the things that make you happy in your life or that you can be happy about. And it doesn't have to be crazy things. You could be happy about your cup of coffee, right? Like be grateful for your hot shower. The more things that you are grateful for, the universe will respond by sending you more things to be grateful for because the universe responds to your energy. So when you're in a
mhm.
state of gratitude and you're in a state of joy, it responds by sending you more things to be grateful for and more things to be joyful about.
Fantastic. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. So,
So, not focusing on the lack, right? Let's not focus on what
mhm.
we don't want. We focus on what we don't have, focus on what we do have and how we can be happy with what we are now.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
So where can the listeners find you online, your book? What's your website, Elizabeth?
My website is just my name, elizabethplancon.com, and my last name is Plancon. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok under my name. All of my handles are just my name. And then our book is on Amazon as well as the journal.
That's excellent. Thank you for sharing your courageous journey and your deep, insightful wisdom and knowledge with us today. And by doing so, I know you have helped so many others. Elizabeth Planson.
It's my pleasure.
So we are all about create the courage to be fearless. What is your definition of courage?
What is my definition of courage? Pushing past the fear and leaning into faith, that knowing that you are divinely supported and guided. And even though you don't know the steps and you don't know what's going to happen, you do it anyway. You push past the fear and take the jump.